I didn't want to have to make this video, not because I'm opposed to criticizing bad ideas in war robots, but because a couple months ago I did make a state of the game video, and since then some good things have happened. I presented what I thought were the biggest problems in war robots, and since then we've got a good weapon rebalance, and I think good things should be encouraged and then bad things should be rightfully criticized. And this drone overhaul that's coming is a very, very bad idea. We've known about a potential drone rework for a couple months now, but we only very recently have got the details, and it's pretty terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So as we know, drones have been around for years now, and players have spent an ungodly amount of resources upgrading these things and their microchips. So microchips are what make drones good. This is a paralysis drone, and we have 4 tier 4 microchips on it, which is the strongest possible combo. Tier 4, tier 4, tier 4, tier 4. So keep that in mind. 4 tier 4. This is a 7 drone hangar. Pixonic has decided to overhaul them. And initially, myself and a lot of other players thought this was a good idea because we're thinking, oh, finally, drone shields are going to get nerfed and drones are going to be simplified. Because rightfully so, if you're a new player and you come across these microchips, you probably don't really understand what's going on. There's so many microchips, then there's different types of microchips, there's different drones, and it's kind of complicated. But the way they're changing this, so they're going to pretty much annihilate microchips from the game. Microchips will disappear, and this is how they're going to do it. So they released this article, what was it, like 10 days ago, explaining how they're going to compensate for eliminating microchips. Because remember, players have spent a huge amount of in-game and real-life money resources upgrading these microchips over the years. And if they eliminate them, they have to compensate you in a fair way, right? Wrong. So this is what drones will look like now, or after the rebalance. I think it's in like 16 days. They will have a set ability that you cannot customize. You cannot remove the ability. You can't add microchips. It's just like this. You can only upgrade or not upgrade the drone. Those are your only options. The way they're doing this though, so look at this. So everybody wants tier 3 or tier 4 drones, right? Everybody wants the highest level stuff in the game. And obviously the tier 4 drones are going to be better, way better than the tier 1 drones. So this is the cost of upgrading a drone, depends on its tier. So a tier 4 drone is 1,000 microchips to upgrade. Keep that number in mind. 1,000. And they're now introducing, to fully max out a drone, you not only need 1,000 microchips, you also need 1 upgrade token. They already introduced this for weapons. If you've tried to max out a weapon, you'll know that they introduced this token system, and it's a terrible idea. And it makes the gap between meta players and non-meta players even bigger, because the amount of players who have real maxed out stuff is already really small in the game. Champion League is by far the smallest league, and players have spent a lot of money typically to stay in that league if they have maxed out meta things. And now they're making it that you also need an upgrade token for each thing you max out. So they did it with weapons, and now they're doing it for microchips. So to stay on topic though, 1,000 microchips, keep that in mind, 1,000. Tier 4 chips, so 1 tier 4 microchip, you will get 100 microchips from Pixonic after this rebalance. So look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 microchips on this paralysis is maxed out. 4 will give you 400 microchips, but you need 1,000 to upgrade a full new drone. How does that make any sense? I'm gonna repeat this. For this maxed out paralysis build, which is currently maxed out, it's as good as it gets, you will get 40% of the new drones. So 400, you need 1,000, you're getting 40% plus an upgrade token. And to sum this up here, this hangar is full of drones, right? We have 7 drones, and they're all maxed out, have tier 4 chips. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So you have 28 chips, and let's do the math here. So you have 28 chips, that's gonna be 2,800. So 2,800 microchips divided by 1,000, because it's 1,000 per new maxed out drone. That will give us 2.8 new drones. How does that make any sense? We have 7 maxed out drones with 4 maxed out microchips. And this new system will give us, it'll get us to 2.8. That's the compensation system. So you could have spent years in thousands of real dollars and you're going to get less than half of what you paid for. It's such a slimy thing to do because it's literally like the way I don't know, what's an analogy? It's like upgrading an Erebus. It's like buying an Erebus for $10. Let's say you spent real $10 on an Erebus in the game. And then all of a sudden, a year later, Pixonic goes, you know what? We're getting rid of the Erebus. We no longer want it in the game. So we're going to make the Erebus into, I don't know, a Bulwark. Everyone would say, I didn't pay for a Bulwark. I paid for an Erebus. And I know there's always different things in terms of rebalancing game performance. So if you buy an Erebus, it could be nerfed in its performance. Maybe a little bit less speed or a weaker shield. But at no point do you think the Erebus is fully going to transform into a different Raven or a different Bulwark that you then have to upgrade separately. It makes zero sense. And this is also an important part. So as I said, you're going to get 40% of what you paid for. And then the compensation will have an upper limit of 5,000 microchips. This should be enough to upgrade 5 tier 4 drones. They're saying it like it's obvious, like it's, oh, you'll still have enough for a maxed out drone hangar. And then players who have over 5,000 microchips, you will not be able to receive more than 5,000. Their Pixonic's capping it at 5,000 microchips, which means if you have over 5,000, pack a lunch. You're not getting it. You're not getting any more. However, if the number of chips allow you to reach this limit, you will also receive a new Daltaki drone for free. That doesn't matter because you won't be able to upgrade the freaking your current drones. Nobody cares if you get a free drone if you don't have enough to upgrade new ones in the future. In addition, for every 2,500, you will receive 1 upgrade token. So for every 25 microchips, you're going to get 1 upgrade token. So let's assume I had, look, so for my full drone hangar, I would get freaking 1 upgrade token. It's laughable. And this is an illustration of this. So like I said, 2,500, 5,000 is the limit. And if you have over 5,000, you can only get tokens and the Daltaki drone. You're not getting any more microchips, which are used to upgrade. And if you're also wondering why they're putting a limit on 5,000, it's obviously because they want to cap it at 5,000 because they don't want anyone stockpiling microchips. They don't want you saying, oh, let's make something up. I have 20,000 microchips and I'll just save these extra ones for the future to upgrade future drones. No, they don't want that. They want you to spend them all right now and liquidate your whole hangar to get these new microchips and new drones. And then from there, move on. So another important thing to note is notice this is a new updated drone tier. So now they're changing how drones rank. So if you noticed before, the meta drones of the game were like Armadillo, Whiteout, Beak, Paralysis, Nebula. Those are the best drones in the game. And now they completely moved them to tier 3, which means they're worse. And they're making the Barrel, Reviver, and of course, the new Daltaki, the best drones in the game. And I don't think it's ever a coincidence that they're making the new drone the best tier 4 drone in the game. That's obviously not a coincidence. So not much more else to say. This is, you can see here. So the drone and Microshop were disabled on February 14th. The complete shutdown of old drones will be on February 20th, which is literally in like a day. You won't be able to use drones in combat until the drone overhaul is enabled. My goal of this video is not to crap all over Pixonic. I mean, it is kind of because this whole thing is a joke of the compensation. But if you remember last summer, there was the Executioner module that there was such a big community uproar over it that they literally canceled it. Everyone hated it so much, Pixonic deleted it from the test server and did not bring it to the live server. I'm literally hoping that this video contributes to a huge uproar from the community, which from what I hear, there already is, and they stop this thing from going through. We want the drone overhaul. Nobody really likes drone shields, but if you're gonna change everything, players need compensation. Like, it's such a slimy thing to do, and I don't know how to better explain it than you're upgrading and spending money on something, and then somebody's just changing it, which it's like, it's the biggest bait and switch of all time. So that is the drone overhaul. I know this wasn't a very fun or uplifting video, but I have to make this video. I just, I feel like everybody, whether it's a player or creator, everyone kind of feels obligated to say something on this because it's pretty ridiculous. And let's just finish the video with, since my last video, I think the good things in the game have been like the weapon rebalance. New robots haven't been overpowered. Like the Imuchi's pretty balanced. So Pixonic seemed like they were actually making some steps. There's way less hackers in the game. They're fixing some of the tanker issues. But how can they make those good changes and then just crap all over it with this drone overhaul compensation? The drone overhaul is needed. The compensation is absolute garbage. There it is. See you guys next time. Peace. Cheese McMuffins.